EDHEC Business School has a motto that used to be Make an Impact. It's now, and for several years now, called Make an Impact for Future Generations. And so really have always taken this role of being a responsible business school and helping business shape around the new context that we live in. And so we do a lot around, I think we're ranked number 3 in ESG learning at EDHEC MBA. And part of that is us helping push the companies, but also helping the companies cope with the changes ahead from a sustainability perspective, from regulation perspective, and really trying to do something about climate. And so that's where you'll see things like our Climate Research Institute. You'll see, us integrating sustainability into every single core course we have, plus into the tracks and specializations. We integrate a sustainability learning project for the students so they can actually give that back to the companies. So what we teach the students while they're in the MBA, we hope and we plan for that to go back out into companies once they rejoin the workforce. I think that's where we thought about it. What's our biggest impact on as educators is really through the learning and through bringing that learning out into the field, especially in the MBA side where we're dealing with professionals who are going back out relatively quickly into the companies. So arming them with the knowledge around sustainability, around digital innovation, but also with the practice. They've worked on a real project around hydrogen or around ethics and AI, or perhaps around upskilling talent and dealing with workforce changes. So all kinds of issues impacting all the different SDGs, but getting practical experience in that, and then bringing that to a company so that if they come in, they'll say, won't be afraid of those kinds of projects. We'll also know sort of where's the north when it comes to sustainability versus greenwashing, for example, and be able to call that out perhaps as they enter the workforce. Hi, I'm Sandra Richez, and I'm the Global MBA Program Director at EDHEC Business School, based in Nice in the south of France. I'm American and I've been living in France for 35 years, and my role is to bring people from all over the world through our fabulous Global MBA program and graduate responsible leaders for tomorrow. Some of the key features of the Global MBA program at EDHEC, I would say first of all is the diversity. It's probably one of the most diverse programs on the planet today, not just in terms of our ratio of male to female, but also in terms of age, previous experience, people coming from all kinds of sectors and walks of life. And then last but not least, something like 30 nationalities in a class of 60 to 70 students. So really just a fabulous diversity on every level. And then I'd say the other thing would be the personalization. So students can personalize almost half of their program with us. So they're able to choose among electives and tracks to really start from the general core courses and then narrow down to things that really are going to help them in their next steps in their careers, whether that's towards a change or towards the next step up, or towards maybe starting their own company. So they've got lots of options. Finance is very present in the MBA, so of course we benefit from EDHEC's wonderful finance faculty who are based in Nice, with our financial EDHEC Risk Institute, which is also based in Nice, and our Climate Finance Research Center, also based in Nice. So the great thing about that is that the MBAs get immediate access to really some of the world's top professors in those fields. We have a finance specialization track at the end of the MBA. So that's where really people who want to work in finance either transfer into finance or keep moving up in finance can take that track. And in that track, we have 1 week dedicated to sustainable and climate finance. So that's some of the new things going on in finance. And then of course, all MBAs get their basic core in finance, financial accounting, managerial accounting, and other courses as well, like case studies in finance. So it's actually a lot of finance content for those who want it. We have 4 specializations. I already mentioned finance, and then we have entrepreneurship, leadership, and digital innovation. And these are at the end of the program, so really students have already gone through their full core, they've selected some electives, and they're really deciding to deep dive into these different areas. And so to start with digital innovation, roughly, in a class of, let's say, 80 students, you'll find 20 to 30 students in each specialization track. And digital innovation is partnered with IBM, so we get to really firsthand look at what are some of the new emerging technologies and how do they impact leadership, how they impact companies. We look a lot at the transformation transformation side of digitalization, not just the innovation and disruptive side, but really how are large companies with legacy systems dealing with digital innovation. So that's very exciting. Then entrepreneurship, we partner with our incubator, which is located in Sophia Antipolis, which is one of the research centers in France, one of the most innovative research centers in France. So that's pretty exciting, and our students will go and pitch to angels, angel investors who are located in that incubator. Then for leadership and, what else did I say? Leadership and finance, we'll have more sort of, I would say it's a little bit more of a typical specialization where it's just a series of courses that the students will have, but again with really, really top level faculty that they're having. And each of these specializations has a learning expedition. And this year we went off to Northern Europe for all of them. So London for finance, Stockholm for digital innovation, Copenhagen for leadership, which was fabulous, and then also Berlin for entrepreneurship. So I think that Europe has really a lot to offer when you look at these different topics. And since a lot of our students are looking to either start their companies in Europe or work in Europe after the program, that's really one of the features that they've had this year. All MBAs through the core curriculum, we already integrate quite a lot around digital transformation. So we have a core course in data, tech, and AI. And there they're really going to look at probably the higher level type questions about how can businesses embrace new technology, how does speed come into the equation, what do ethics have to do with, for example, we're talking a lot about that now with AI and other tools. So, and then also just getting up to speed on what the different tools and resources are now in the technological space. So we're looking at edge and 5G and augmented reality, and at the same time still looking at AI and blockchain and some of the technologies that are really starting to impact business, because we're a business school after all. We're not an engineering school, so we don't go too deep during the core curriculum around the digital innovation side. When you get into the track, we start with, the electives before the track. We'll do things like data visualization, for example, or strategic foresight. And these are areas where you will start to get a little bit more granular when it comes to digital innovation and transformation. And then in the tracks, we'll have really a main course that's around innovation and digital transformation. And that's really working on change management and adoption of digital technology and digital transformation in the companies. After that, when we go on the learning expeditions and with IBM, we'll actually really dive deep into the technical side of things. So there we'll look at how does blockchain work? And we'll look at IoT, we'll be looking at what are the implications of IoT and things about data centers, cybersecurity, data protection, things like this that will come into play. So we'll really get into it quite technical, but they won't be learning skills. They won't be learning how to code, they won't be learning how to build the next piece of hardware or software. Things change so quickly, and I think they've really accelerated after COVID, I should say, because it's like we took a 2-year block out of our lives, but now it's like we've gotten, things have just gotten so much more quick. So, and we see that with emergence of things like ChatGPT and AI-powered tools. So, what do we do to keep up to date? I read a lot myself as a director. I'm in touch with our faculty who are doing research in these areas. And then in June, beginning of June, for example, and every year we do an advisory board meeting where we invite professionals who are in sort of cutting edge businesses to join us from different types of business. So from finance, from banking, from e-learning, from digital marketing, so different walks of life. We're all at a senior executive level, and they'll be advising both the Global MBA and the Executive MBA about what are the next trends, what do we need to look out for, how do we need to adapt what we're teaching to the students, and what is industry waiting for? What are they really expecting out of leaders of tomorrow? Because the technology is on everybody's mind, sustainability is on everybody's mind. We discuss those things. We discuss mostly how are leaders going to have to cope with that in business? Because MBAs are future leaders. If they're executive MBAs, they're even further along that. So the idea is to how do we prepare them best? And so based on that, we'll go back and make changes into the curriculum. We'll talk to faculty to say, do you think we can adapt this course? We might add in some additional projects. We might seek out applied projects or cases in specific areas. So like ethics and AI would be one that we'd be looking for probably this year.